That I find there are some who are simply wallowing in success but have yet to reach the ripe old age of 20, good Lord.
This morning we're joined by the next breed of entrepreneurs, Jamie Schwireb, Jessica Shebesta and Mike Jarocki. Did I get them all right? Yeah. Beautiful. Welcome. Congratulations to all of you.
Good morning to you all.
It's no mean feat to start a business at this age. Maybe we could sort of start, and you can each tell us your story about how you got your business started. Why don't you start off, Jamie?
Just finishing high school, my brother and I, my brother Jason, from home we decided we had a concept to make businesses more visible. So to do this we got into the printing business. So we print stickers, banners and exhibition displays. We started from home and we took over all the downstairs at home, so my mum hated us for that for the first year. But then we moved into a nice big 500 square metre factory.
Gee.
Yeah, so a nice big factory, could fit 3 semi-trailer trucks in there. And yeah, we've just been growing month by month, slowly, and it's been over 2 years now and we're doing pretty well.
Wow.
That's outstanding.
Jessica, you?
Yeah, I started when I was 19. I'm not 19 anymore. But I started a tutoring business while I was at uni, similar thing. And it was just something that I was doing myself. I was helping some students through their HSC and things and found that there was too much demand and went, well, I can only do this many students, but everyone keeps asking me, how about I turn it into a business? And it was pretty much as simple as that, and went, what do I have to do next? And started putting advertising in the local papers and getting other tutors to work for me, and then it just sort of built on itself from there.
And Mike?
Yeah, well, during year 12 I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and then I thought I'd go into the internet to make money, and I thought it was easy, but I soon found out that it wasn't easy, but I was motivated anyway. And then I tried my hand in different niches and markets for about 6 months, and then me and my partner found the perfect gap in credit cards. So yeah, the site was built up from there. It's going strong today.
But your credit card site's a bit different, isn't it? Explain how it works.
Basically, it provides all the latest, greatest and latest online credit card offers for Australians, and as well as the latest guides and articles to help each Australian find the best credit card for themselves.
So if someone uses your site and they get themselves a credit card, a particular credit card, you get a commission on that, do you?
When the application is successfully approved, we get a commission.
It's amazing. Why you, do you think? Why have you been successful? Why have you, A, decided to start your own business, B, be successful with it, when so many others aren't of your age?
Oh, the main thing is when you turn 18, you don't have many bills to pay, which is one thing people don't realise. But it's sacrifice, like, for example, the first 2 years of business, you don't get any rewards out of it, so it's perseverance and just taking that first step. Because on average, a small business takes about 2 years to start up. But once you get over those 2 years, if you've done everything right, hit the right niche, got all your finances in order and have a good market to service, everything will keep flowing through there.
Did your age provide any obstacles?
Yes, it did, dealing face-to-face. People tend to want to deal with people that are usually older than.
Your father?
Father at first, he wanted me to go to uni and get a steady job and don't take any risks. That's how parents are.
Yeah.
But after the first 6 months, and they had we had their full support because we started, doing reasonably well, and they could see we were going to grow. But the good thing about being young as well, it forced us to do things a little bit different, like deal online and have different processes in play and service different markets which work for us.
Do you think you're fearless because you're young?
Well, yeah, I think one of the biggest success factors for entrepreneurs is the willingness to take risks, and because, we're teenagers, we can fall on our parents, like you said, we don't have bills to pay, we can take risks and, succeed from them. And if we fail, we can walk away with good experiences and learn from our mistakes.
Jessica, did you, for instance, ever think, oh, I'm going to start a business? Or was it really just that sort of natural progression of a part-time job that kind of became the business? Yeah,
I never thought that I would run my own business at all. I wanted to be the Australian cricket team's sports psychologist, was my career that I was going towards.
Get out.
Yeah, totally. And it was just something that I needed to earn some income while I was going through uni to get towards there, and this was an opportunity that I saw. There was a lot of demand for it. I was good at it. I enjoyed it. So it was, just a natural progression to then turn it into a business, and that has then become my career.
How long have you been running your business for now?
I started when I was 19. I ran that business for 5 years, and then in the middle of running that one, I started a second one. Right. And I've been doing that one for the last 10 years.
Are you the same kind of entrepreneur now than you were as you were?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I asked myself that when some people were asking me something similar, and I don't think I am as fearless as I was when I was 19, but that's where I learned all of my lessons, because I failed a few times, made a few mistakes. A lot smarter, But that beginning has allowed me to then move forward a lot faster.
Yeah, and we all know the greatest lessons you learn are from the mistakes along the way. So maybe each of you can tell us one of the biggest mistakes you made along the way.
We made a few mistakes, especially advertising, trying to find the right markets. You know, you might think you might have the right market in mind or the right niche. You advertise, spend $5,000–10,000 on it, and then it goes down in the drain. So that's been one of the biggest lessons, but we've learned from that, and we test and try before we do anything major again. So,
okay, so you just do a little bit of advertising before the major one.
And then the thing we do is we start small and take small steps rather than trying to take one giant leap. Because if you take, the quicker you try and get big, is as quick you can go backwards. So if you go slowly, you can only go backwards slowly, usually, unless unusual circumstances.
Yeah.
Mike, I would imagine there are other people on the net doing what you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Why are you different? Why are you better? I guess the greatest competition are the people that are doing the same thing. Why are you different to them?
I reckon our sales is a personality. It's also a blog. It has personal, independent reviews of credit cards, and lots of different articles and guides, targeting certain personal financial lifestyles, to suit different consumers.
Well, what mistakes did you make early on then?
Basically that, like I said before, that it was easy to make money, that there was a structured way, and I tried following different routines to make money, but it just didn't work, and it's pretty dynamic. So.
And what about you, Jessica? Bearing in mind you've started 2 businesses
Yeah,
now.
that's right. I've had a few along the way, but probably one of the bigger ones was getting in debt to the ATO because I wasn't doing my taxes right, because it was just one of those things. You get so passionate and excited about doing the stuff that you love to do that finance side of and checking in and doing your taxes properly often then gets
putting
put
in
by
your
the
BAS
side.
statements and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So how did you fix that?
Oh, the ATO is pretty good because they eventually want their money, and so you just have to pay it off over time with a bit of interest.
Yeah. So don't forget the back office.
No, that's right.
How hard do you all work? Is it easy? I mean, do you get to a point where you establish this business, you start to make money, does it then get easy, or do you really have to work hard?
Well, basically, I'm never really truly off work. Even on the weekends, I know there's always a project to work on, something to develop. But the freedom's pretty good. Some days I don't have to do any work, but the next 2 days I work 12 hours straight. Yeah. So the freedom's good, at least. But there's a lot of work involved.
With us starting up, we did extreme hours. I remember on occasion, my brother and I worked 24 hours straight or 30 hours straight to get a job out, just because we promised it.
Oh, look at your poor mum. Look at what she had to live through.
Yeah, that's actually downstairs.
I couldn't bear that.
I think we had those tiles in our house when I was little.
Yeah, you could see we took over downstairs, about 4 rooms in the house. You'd walk in and there were boxes everywhere, machinery everywhere. So luckily we got a big factory. But,
lucky they had a big house by the sounds of it.
Yeah, but with the big house, you don't use all the rooms in there, so it's good for us as well.
Clearly your parents are very encouraging if they're going to allow that to take place in the house. Yeah. Are they in business themselves?
Yeah, they have a cleaning company, so we've always grown up, working with them. I actually worked with them from year 10 to now, or a couple of months ago, every night for an hour or 2, just helping them do a few of their jobs. So we've always grown up helping in their family business and learned from them.
I think adults like to think that they're a good example for their children. In your case, clearly seeing your parents work hard was a motivator?
It was, but the thing I learnt from them is they got to a certain point where they were happy and they don't really have a business. They more had a job. So that one thing we're trying to do is expand on that and try and get bigger than that. With parents especially, they know what's attainable, and then they expect you to only get to that point and stay there. So we're trying to get bigger than that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's competitive.
Yeah.
Not all parents are supportive, particularly of teenagers. I know Mike's parents haven't been 100% supportive. Mine were fantastic, but because what we do is we go and help young people start businesses and go into schools and talk about it as a career option.
This is your second business.
That's
that you've started,
yeah. And often you'll hear from the young people, oh, but my parents won't let me do it. They won't support me, because I think they're a little bit fearful of the idea of these guys going out there and making it happen, when they think the idea of success is you get a job or you go to university, and it's a lot more secure. So you don't always get support.
Yes, my mother keeps hoping I'll get a real job.
Do you think you're successful because you found the right business for yourselves, or do you think that you would be successful at any business you turned your hand to?
I think I could manipulate my way into making any business successful, hopefully, yeah.
I like your honesty.
My own touch.
I think there are a few factors. You could be in any business, but if you're not in a business in a growing market with the right market, no matter how hard you're going to work, you're only going to come out with how much money's in that market. So you have to pick and choose a growing market. It's the most important thing you can do.
Well, that's something you're interested in as well.
Yeah. If you get your businesses to the ultimate goal, where it's, let's say, running itself and it's making you a nice earner, would you be inspired to go and try something else? Would you?
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, I think what you'll see for a lot of successful entrepreneurs, after a few years, they'll shut that down or leave it running on its own and start something else because they're passionate about being entrepreneurs, not the actual business.
Yeah.
So that's something I'd be looking at as well.
Well, that's a really interesting point too, because I think in small business it gets to a critical point where you have to then take on staff.
Yep.
But one of the problems I know, and I know that you understand this too, Jessica, is that when you start taking on staff, then you have more responsibility and less control sometimes when they're doing jobs. How do you cope with the thought of that in the future?
The one thing, like with just two of us, we're managing to do, work like we had 5 people in the office because we're multitasking or we've got our processes down pat.
But at that next
point,
stage,
we'll need to get people, and that's something when you look at your books and you can afford someone, then you'll need to get them in a critical part which doesn't ruin your business but also helps your business. So yeah, that'll be something a year down the track when things settle down as well. Because you don't know what's going to happen in the next 12 months.
That's right.
We touched on it briefly. Is there an ultimate goal?
I think when you first start, not at all. It's just about doing that thing that you enjoy doing and the excitement of, oh my God, someone's purchased this thing that I've created or done. Are you sure? Do you really want to buy it?
Find success.
That's right. But then eventually you do get to a point where you do need to rethink those goals and go, so what am I in this for? Where do I ultimately want to get to? And for me, I'm at that stage now of just gotten married and have children, and so it's about having a business that I can do only 2 days a week and runs by itself and is still earning me an income and supplying the family.
Is it ever a case, for parents who've got teenagers out there and they've got a business idea, at what point does a parent say that's a great idea or really that's never going to work? It's hard to know whether the idea is going to work, isn't it?
Oh, of course it's hard to know.
So how do you give advice in that?
Yeah.
Do you ever say, oh, that's a bad idea, don't do it? No,
I think that's probably the worst thing you can do because the young person has come up with an idea and that's almost like a dream or something that they're sharing with you, and to encourage that is really important. But then encourage them to do the research before they put any money into it, etc., or your money, if they're asking for your money particularly, is to do the research and find out what sort of research is appropriate to do for that particular idea. Yeah.
Look, good on you all.
Advice, yeah.
Congratulations to you. So envious.
I know. We look forward to seeing you right up there on the BRW list in the next couple of years.
Thanks for your time this morning.
Well done.
Thanks, Kim.
Well, next up we say good morning to Marianne and the news headline.